Greetings, viewers. Today we're going to dive into an age-old debate around one of the most renowned writers in history, William Shakespeare. Shakespeare penned some of the most famous plays and sonnets during the late 16th and early 17th centuries. His works like Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, and Macbeth are still widely read and performed today. But there's a long-standing theory that Shakespeare did not actually write the works attributed to him. That's what we'll be exploring in this video. First, let's go over some background on Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon, England in 1564. He was a playwright, poet, and actor. By 1592, he was already established in London as an actor and emerging playwright. He went on to write 37 plays and won 54 sonnets before his death in 1616 at the age of 52. His writings covered a wide range of genres like comedies, histories, and tragedies. Shakespeare had little formal education and no known extensive library. Yet his works demonstrate an impressive grasp of language, extensive vocabulary, knowledge of foreign languages, and deep familiarity with a wide range of subjects. Many of his plays contain accurate portrayals of life and culture in 16th century England, indicating an understanding of politics, history, law, and sports. This has led to debate around how he could have acquired such knowledge with his modest upbringing and education. This leads us to the theory that Shakespeare did not actually write the works attributed to him, and that someone else or even multiple authors were behind the famous Shakespeare name. Those who support the theory point to a few key pieces of evidence. First, there are no original manuscripts of Shakespeare's plays or sonnets. The earliest versions we have were printed after his death. Second, his will makes no mention of any plays, poems, books, or literary effects. His contemporaries like Ben Jonson meticulously catalogued their papers. Third, there are gaps in the record of Shakespeare's life between 1585 and 1592, referred to as his lost years. Some believe he would have been too young and inexperienced at that point to develop such skills and knowledge alone. Lastly, Shakespeare's family was illiterate. His daughters Susanna and Judith were even documented to have signed documents with marks rather than signatures. This casts doubt that Shakespeare would have acquired his literary skills at home. If not Shakespeare, then who? A couple prominent candidates have emerged over the years. One is the statesman and philosopher Francis Bacon. He had the education, background, and life experiences that could explain Shakespeare's breadth of knowledge. Linguistic analysis has found similarities between their writings, but no conclusive link has been found. Another candidate is Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford. He was a recognized poet and playwright and had means and knowledge that could explain Shakespeare's plays. But most of his work is lost, making it difficult to compare styles. Ultimately, there are at least a dozen or more candidates that have been put forward, but there is no scholarly consensus on a single alternative author. Of course, there are also many who firmly reject the theory and maintain faith in William Shakespeare as the true author. They are referred to as Stratfordians. Here are some key points they make to support Shakespeare's authorship. Shakespeare's work showed clear development and maturity over decades, as one would expect from a single improving playwright. The early and late plays have distinct styles indicating growth. Ben Jonson and other contemporary writers personally knew and referenced Shakespeare as the author during his lifetime and after his death. Shakespeare was well versed in the classics from his grammar school education in Latin literary figures like Ovid and Virgil. This could account for allusions in his plays. The lack of paper evidence could simply mean Shakespeare did not bother preserving his drafts. After all, plays were not considered literary works at the time. Lastly, attributing the works to another author seems like an elitist assumption that a country commoner could not produce such masterpieces. So in summary, the debate continues to rage on between skeptics and believers in Shakespeare. Both sides make compelling points. While curious anomalies exist around Shakespeare, like his missing history, at this point there is still no smoking gun that definitively discredits his authorship. The case is largely based on circumstantial evidence. In the end, it remains difficult to overturn such an established figure in history without concrete proof. But the mystery and intrigue keeps the debate alive centuries later. What do you think? Do you think Shakespeare really wrote those famous works? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.